Hello everyone. So in the last lecture we have analyzed the slope. In the last video you can see it. We have analyzed the slope with the help of GeoStudio software. So we have analyzed for two conditions. The first one was without any reinforcement layer, that was geosynthetic in that case, and the second one was with one layer of geosynthetic at ground level. And today what we are going to do is the first we are going to analyze it for multiple layer of geosynthetics for 10 numbers of layers from this level to this level of geosynthetics, and number two we'll go for finite element method approach to solve this problem. Here we are going for limit equilibrium method, Spencer's method. So let's go to GeoStudio software. So this is the geometry which we have analyzed. Let me show you this, that this was the original geometry which we have reconstructed in GeoStudio. Then we applied the material and other constraints, and then we analyzed it to determine the factor of safety. Uh, So today I will not repeat how to draw geometry, because this is like drawing. This is just like drawing in a paint. You can go on to draw a region, and you can click here and there, and you can draw your geometry very easily. So, so what I'm going to show you today how to how to analyze this if we have multiple number of geosynthetic layers in the embankment. So So first let me show you that what we have done in the last lecture. So in the last lecture we have made a model for slope without reinforcement, and we have provided the materials and a slip surface entry point and exit points, and the center of rotation for the slip surface. Secondly, we have solved the same problem for a layer of geosynthetic, which you can see here a red line, this one. So, and we have analyzed it also for the same slip surface and same center of rotation. Now today what we are going to do is we are going to add multiple number of geosynthetics in it. So first I'll go and I'll copy this slope without reinforcement analysis. I'll clone this. So for doing clone you have to go to this analysis, this geometry, and right click on it. Then you have to go to the add analysis. In the add analysis you go to clone, and you go, either you can just copy geometry, and either you can copy geometry and analysis branch. So I'll go and copy and geometry and analysis branch. So it's here, slope without reinforcement 2. So here if you'll see, the same analysis is copied as in the case of without reinforcement. So for your understanding, I will repeat everything once again. So in the analysis part, when you create a geometry, then you go and you draw a geometry from draw region option. Then secondly, when your geometry is drawn like this, what you have to do in the second step is you have to provide the material properties for both the soils. Also, if you are not while you are drawing the geometry, if you feel that your unit is not appropriate, then you can go to view and you can go to units. Then you can set your units here, and so this is the geometry which we have drawn. This is a simple step. You can go, you can do it now. When we go to this is so when we go for the analysis, this is a slope W analysis. When we'll go into the analysis, we'll see that material is already assigned. So what I am going to do is I am going to show you again that how I have done it. So first, after creating this geometry, I'll go to the draw material option. I'll go for material. If we here I have defined two materials. One is embankment soil and second one is foundation soil. If you have not defined it, you can go to define option. In the define option you can simply go and add new material is added. You can go to new material, you go to new material and you name it like soil 1, and you set a color for it. Then material model which you want to select, most commonly selected model is Mohr Coulomb's model. So in the Mohr Coulomb model you have to give a unit weight, let's say 19. and cohesion 23 or something, 5 value for the soil, and suction, R envelope, liquefaction, other values you have to keep in default if you are doing a basic analysis. So I'll go and this material is created. Now you can drag your material, you can select your material, and first you close this window, then you select your material. From here I have selected soil 1, or let's say I have selected embankment 1, and I add it here. And first let me show you after removing it. So I remove both the material, then I go to embankment material, then I add it here. It's added, then I go to foundation soil and I add it here. Okay, so these materials are already defined. So in the define option you can see the properties which I have defined previously. So after closing it, our material is defined. So you can see the colors, you can turn off the color from here. So it's better if you turn it on. And if you are wondering that how I've drawn this lens and all, that here the option is available, sketch align dimension, and second one is sketch text. So as I've told that in the GeoStudio you don't need to give a boundary condition, it will apply a boundary condition by itself. You can see boundary condition marker here. So in the next step I have to assign the failure envelope endpoint and start point and center of rotation. So you go to the draw entry and exit slip surface. Then here it is showing the range for entry range and exit range. In the entry range, you type the coordinates of the entry point if there is a point, or you can also type or also draw a region here. So I'll go and I'll add the point where the slip surface will start. It is 4.6011, 18. So go x coordinate is 4.6011 and it's 18 meter already it will take. And for the exit point it's 36.729 comma 8, 32.7. Oh, I really forgot it. So it's 32.729, 32.729, and it will take 8 meter. So you can select how many number of increments you want to take for radius. I have chosen 6, so let it be so. And now I close it. You can see 2 points which are showing that these are the entry and exit point of slip surface. And this length is not showing correctly, so I'll go and I'll delete this length first, and then I'll add another length. So first let me define the center of rotation. So you can go to display draw slip surface axis, and you click on that. And while you're drawing it, what you can do, you can just input the coordinate for the slip surface. So my coordinates are 24.4 comma 25. So I will go here 24.4 comma 25, and it's added here. So now I'll go and I'll draw extension line from here to here, and let's see, it's showing 19 point something. So maybe there is a little disturbance between this exit point. So I'll leave it so, or you can change it from here. It's showing 19, you can change it to 20 and close. So better not show it. Okay, so now it's time to draw our reinforcement. So as I have shown you in the previous lecture that you can draw single reinforcement by clicking here, and also you can draw multiple number of reinforcement by choosing this option, draw reinforcement set. So in this set you go to first point, it will automatically select it, and then you go to select second point, and you are showing that it is showing some abruptly showing, so you go and you select it horizontal. So now it is selected, and you move it to the top, and now you can see your geosynthetic layers. I want to extend it up to this point of this artificial boundary. So I'll increase this length to 19, let's say, and let's see. So now it is increased. There's extra reinforcement which is going over here. You don't have to worry about it. And now I'll close it. Now this geosynthetic is you have provided the reinforcement, but you have not given it a property. So we can go and we can, if you have already added the property for reinforcement, I've already added it as geosynthetic, so you can add it, or you can go here and you can define the properties of the geosynthetics just like soil. So you go here and you can see the properties: pull out resistance and reduction factor, tensile capacity, and all the properties you can define. You can select a multiple number of options for the reinforcement are there. I'm showing it for geosynthetic, and you close it, and I've provided the property as geosynthetic, and I close it. Now everything is set. You just have to analyze it. So first let me change its name, rename it. I'll name it as with multiple reinforcement. So this symmetry is for without reinforcement, for one layer of geosynthetic, and for multiple layer of geosynthetics. So now everything is set. You have to analyze these three problems which you have defined. I'll start the analysis, and it is analyzing the results, analyzing for the results. So now it is here. So first let me go to slope without reinforcement, and you'll see the factor of safety is 0.855, and then go to slope with reinforcement. The factor of safety increases and it becomes 0.983, and then slope with multiple number of reinforcement and factor of safety is further increased to 1.6. So here you can see the effect of the geosynthetic which you are providing here. So our analysis is complete for limit state method and limit equilibrium method, and you can see the results. Either you can, if you want to note down the factor of safety, then you can do it from here. Also you can see the graphs for different outputs. Like if you want to see the graph for factor of safety, then you have to go to convergence and then select go for slip surface, which slip you want to select, current slip or critical slip. Current is the one which is selected in your figure, so I'll go for critical slip surface, and then factor of safety versus lambda graph you'll see. So in the factor of safety graph you can see for moment factor of safety for moment for slip surface 5. You can see, this is the factor of safety. This is almost equal to 1.6 or something. Here also we got 1.610. So you can download this data as export data as a comma separated value, and you can use it.